We live in unprecedented time. Words like social distancing and stay-at-home orders are now part of our vocabulary and everyday language.
Most of you, you're not just thinking about your job, but all of the jobs of the people that you lead. And the weight of leadership right now that you feel is enormous.
Leadership is about having vision to see things differently to everyone else.
The opportunities and the obstacles facing our world today are crying out for healthy leaders.
The role of leaders is to do the hard work in ourselves so that we can inspire and equip others.
There's lots of things that only the leader can do, and if the leader doesn't do them, nobody else will, and they're hard, and that's why you became a leader.
The biggest challenge facing leaders all around the world right now is how to make people feel that tomorrow is worth living for.
The normal ways that you connect with your community, they need more of that right now, and they need a structure to it.
It's up to us. And so we can't look at the next person and say, well, it's their responsibility.
This is not the first massive crisis in the history of the world, and it's also not going to be the last. And I just want to remind myself and say to you all, we will get through this. We will get through this.
More than ever, our world needs Christ-like leadership. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Join me as we learn some leadership lessons from previous global leadership summits, and then consider joining me and Personally Catholic as we attend this year's Global Leadership Summit virtually.
The pathway to your greatest potential is straight through your greatest fear. If God is calling me to do this, then He will give me what it takes to get it done.
Longevity is perhaps the greatest strength that anyone can have as a leader.
The fastest way to change the feedback culture in any organization is for the leaders to become better receivers. If you don't know what you need to work on as a leader, you know who does? Everybody else. But you have to ask.
One of the big blind spots that we have is that many of us wander around thinking we're givers when we're actually takers. Instead of thinking of success like a game of Battleship as takers do, givers are much more likely to ask, how could I become the rising tide that lifts all boats?
If you are brave enough, often enough, you are going to fail. There is nothing more dangerous to the critics and the cynics than those of us who are willing to fail because we've learned how to get back up.
You don't have to leave it all on the field. Christ left it all on the cross. The work is not about your name. It's about His name. It's about you bringing what you have, dumb ideas and all, saying, Lord, what I have, it may not be much, but that it is, I give it back to you.
Our world needs Christ-like leadership more than ever. God has taught me about Christ-like leadership through His scriptures, through the sacraments, and through my Catholic brothers and sisters in Christ. He's also taught me about Christ-like leadership at the Global Leadership Summit. I pray that you join me and all of us at Personally Catholic for a uniquely Catholic experience of the Global Leadership Summit, as you can experience the summit virtually in your own home, with your own parish staff, or your own co-workers at your office. I pray that you consider joining me for the Global Leadership Summit, where God can help you learn how to be silent and hear His calling, learn how to give Him authority over your life, and give you a clearer vision of who you are and who you're called to be. So join us at Personally Catholic for the Global Leadership Summit. Learn more and register now by going to personallycatholic.com.
I don't know who it is today, but somebody here, you're going to need to take, in whatever way it is, one step forward. I'm not talking about you being confident in yourself. I'm talking about you being confident that God has given you everything you need to do everything that He wants you to do. Somewhere, sometime, somebody's going to get into this, and I don't know who it is, but you're going to take a step forward into the calling of God. For some of you, there's a fear holding you back. It's a self-talk telling you you can't, and somebody needs to hear this, that the pathway to your greatest potential is straight through your greatest fear. That you take a step forward through your fear into faith and say, if God is calling me to do this, then he will give me what it takes to get it done.
Have to ask ourselves, are we leading for the right reason?
We're called to see potential in people when others only see problems. We're called to see hope when others only see chaos.
If you have a strong voice, jump in there, not only for yourself, but to advocate for the next person.
Every generation can lead. Am I right?
If you want to change things, you've got to change the right things. Disruption is not a threat, it's an invitation.
Don't be afraid to go places no other leader has been.
The role of leaders is to do the hard work in ourselves so that we can inspire and equip others to be the hero of theirs.
Do what leaders do. Leaders change the world.